Can you hear me? Can you all suggest if I'm audible or not?
Ma'am,
Hello?
you are.
All right, fine. So we'll begin this session with new sets of questions. These are definitely new set of questions, new different typology of questions. Okay. So here you're given a broken egg and a part of the broken egg is missing, which is of this part. What you're to find is of all these pieces, which piece will fit in this place, in the place where this egg is broken. The clue here for you is the part which is above, which is this broken edge, and the part which is below, which is this broken edge. Based on these two clues, you will have to refer. I mean, you have to choose which will be the part which is a part of the broken egg. So logically, if I see, the part which will be broken will be somewhere between this point and somewhere in between this point here. So between these two red dots will the broken part of the egg will be. So any suggestions? How do we do this? What is the correct one here?
Option.
Okay, one question. What is the difference between B and C? What is the difference between B and C? Very basic question.
In the
And
C
it's very
one, in
simple
the
actually.
between one is
You just have to
in the
rotate
C
the zigzags.
in the C one, the between one is smaller than the B.
Can anybody suggest?
One of the cuts is smaller than C one.
Okay, I'm not able to hear anything right now. I'm not sure if you're audible. I don't know. Am I audible? I'm not sure. This is not how I take the sessions, okay? So if you look at this question, just try drawing this line. It's almost everything is aligned. Now, if I look at A, everything is aligned here. If I look at B, everything is aligned here. If I look at C, it's not aligned. And if I look at D, it's not aligned again. So the next question which comes to me is C getting eliminated. A, B, D are sort of in the run. Now, what happens is, excuse me, then we have to observe the angles which are getting cut and the smaller chunk which gets cut. The correct, okay. Thank you, Vanshika. I didn't saw that message. The correct answer here is option B, of course, which is this one. Now, for those who have chosen, I mean, as you can see, a lot of people have chosen option B. How did you eliminate it, A and D? Like, what's the difference between A and D? Can anybody suggest that? D, I will only tell you, is this part. I mean, clearly by just that, looking at that much part, I will say D possible nahi hai. A or B may say, if I have to choose, why will I choose B and not A? Can anybody suggest me that? It's very simple. It's based on very simple observation. Yes, Kavya, it's the first cut. Yes, very good. It's this first cut. This is smaller and that is bigger. Naturally, iska proportionately, if I see this proportion to this, it's slightly bigger, but it's almost equivalent. It's not drastic like 1:2. A may wo 1:2 ka ratio ho jata hai. That's why I will eliminate A also and automatically I will go for option B. Okay. In all these kind of questions, you have to observe the proportions, you have to observe the relative, approximately relative proportions you have to observe, and the alignment of points. Now this one, you're given a cube and the cube has different colors basically. What you have to choose, what you have to guess is which color will be the opposite face of the color black. Which color will be the opposite face of the color black? Yes, Ananya, you're correct. Tanisha, Harini, your answers are correct. Parva, please check your answer. Neil, your answer is correct. Ria, your answer is wrong. Hia, your answer is correct. Vanshika, your answer is correct. Kritika, your answer is correct. Pant, right answer. Vivan, your answer is wrong. Ananya, your answer is correct. Okay. I think most of them have given the correct answer. So what happens is just observe this first cube, this one. Just observe this cube, black, red, and green. What it means is that black is connected with red and green. If I look at this cube, black is also connected with blue. So one facet of the connected to color black is also blue. So red, green, and blue. Now I'm left with the third side, which could be yellow or magenta. Now, as I can see here, blue is connected with yellow and magenta, and the color red is connected with yellow and green on one side. So, excuse me. So from that, at least either of them, एक ऊपर आएगा, एक नीचे आएगा. Now I can for sure be, I can be for sure that black के सामने, how can I be sure कि black के सामने magenta आएगा या नहीं आएगा? How do I make sure that, or how do I guess rather कि black के सामने magenta आएगा या नहीं आएगा? How do I make sure that? और yellow आएगा, black के adjacent, not सामने, but adjacent to black, magenta or yellow will come or not come. Can anybody guess? Tell me how do I make sure that much? It's fairly simple actually. Just by looking at this cube, comparing this cube and this cube, and I can get it.
Ma'am, I thought of the logic that yellow is adjacent to both green and blue, so that it will be in opposite to black.
Yes, that is correct. Absolutely. So what I've done, that's why I said, look at this two cubes. The middle one is, I took it for a reference. Okay, let me tell you that. So what I guessed from this part is कि yellow, if you look at this two cubes, yellow के बाजू में एक blue है, एक magenta है. यहाँ पे yellow के बाजू में एक red है और एक green है. What it means is all the four sides of yellow are covered by blue, magenta, red, and green. Does black come there? No. Naturally, black के सामने yellow होगा. That way. That's what my logic.
But ma'am,
yes.
why can't we use the logic? We
We
compare
can
the
use
first
that.
and the
We can use that other logic also. ये मैंने अपना logic बोला है आपको. You can use a different logic saying कि green is connecting to so and so. So naturally the third color will be this. ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. But that is my logic. You can use a different one also. Okay, blue. You can take reference of blue also. I took reference of yellow because yellow मेरे को दोनों में दिख रहा था, so that's why I took it that way. But you can take reference of blue or green cards also. That is also possible. Magenta का सिर्फ नहीं ले सकते because magenta is seen only once. That's why. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any logic is fine, but the correct answer is this, yellow, basically. But start with something where जो भी color पूछा है, उसके if it is a cube which is shown to you, every color will be connected to 4 different shades. Okay. So start from that color itself, which are the different colors which are connected to it. What is missing, that you put a question mark. और फिर बाकी के जो दो है उसमें elimination के लिए you start referencing a different color, a second color. That is easiest, like we did here. Like in this case, I took yellow as a reference. Somebody might have taken blue or green as a reference for the other 3 cubes. All right. So what is given is, it's some kind of analogy. Yes, this is analogy based question. That this means that, so ये जो hexagon वाला है will correspond to what? You are answering. I saw that. Okay. Yeah. Ananya, Harini, Neel, Viman, Tanisha, your answers are correct. Shreya, Vanshika, you need to check your answer. Ananya, Patel, Kritika, Hiya, your answers are correct. Feni, your answer is wrong. Pant, your answer is correct. Navya, your answer is wrong. Riya, your answer is wrong. Pal, your answer is wrong. Okay, what is happening? So what is happening in the first part? ये जो if this transforms to this वाला दिया उसमें क्या हो रहा है? Let me know. It's very simple rule. What is happening here? You can see there's a mirror image which is happening, and the मतलब mirror image में in the mirror image they are flipped. You can say mirror or they are flipped, either of it. So इसका So iska अरे यार, what is happening? Why am I not able to annotate anything? Yeah. So iska mirror or iska mirror along that axis. So that's where this becomes like this, and then a circle on top, and then this becomes like this, and iska ulta a, something like whatever it's shown here. So what is happening is it's getting mirrored along that axis. So in this case also, same thing, mirroring along this axis. This becomes a hexagon on top. This becomes an octagon, a heptagon, which has this pointed edge on the bottom. The pointed edge of the heptagon will be on the bottom और नीचे के side में flat होगा उसका. This paragraph becomes an inverted paragraph like this. और ये वाला जो है इसका mirror ऐसे आएगा, something like this, which naturally means it will be option B, because it has a pointy edge here, it has a flat base here. Hexagon is not possible to check, but because it's symmetrical, P, it's responding to how it had been drawn mirror में, और इसका spiral is correct. So that's why option B is the correct. In case of spirals, many a time students make a mistake. Okay. So just be careful with it. When you start drawing spirals in mirror, many a times we do a mistake. In this case, what you can do is कि screen के ऊपर, when just place a paper on the screen, like literally paper on the screen, and then draw the mirror of it. You won't go wrong. I mean, it's okay. Their system थोड़ा problem होगा उनको, but you won't go wrong if you do it that way. Do that. It's okay. All right. Any questions anybody has here? All right. What you have to find here is diamonds. I mean, how many total number of diamonds are there in the graphic which is given below. Okay, let's just solve it if you're counting. 1 diamonds, you know, right? This is the diamond shape basically. 1. ऊपर के रो में we have 2. Anything else as we go down? No. Third row तक कुछ भी नहीं है अभी. In the fourth row we get this 3. We get this. अच्छा black diamonds है, so we white won't be counting. 3. Anything else? Here we get 4. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ma'am, we won't be counting the tilted diamonds. Like there is one in the second row, which is between the two triangles.
Yes, sorry, I forgot that. I'm sorry, we will be. This will be 10. Sorry. Yeah, anything else which I missed?
And there is one tilted diamond in the third row.
11. 12. 'Yeah, that's it. 12. Anybody else? Okay, ठीक है. Simple, easy peasy, nothing no problem, except for I did forget these ones and 2 of the student had suggested it. So thank you for that. You can forget the diamond and replace it with a rhombus. So yeah, it's possible to miss out on the last one. Okay. Oh. Okay, I forgot to erase this. It's difficult to read this question. We'll just skip this question because this is a mistake. Like I had to erase this question, but I didn't. I forgot. Yeah, we'll just move to this one then. So you're given this calculator, and you're allowed a total number of 6 entries, of which you must use at least one key entry for an operator and another key entry for the equal to. What is the largest number that you can calculate? What is the largest number that one can calculate? So what it says is simple. 6 key entries, उसमें से एक entry gets used. 2 entries gets used. So I'll just text. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just because we are allowed 6, so 6 will be equal to, which is the last one. There has to be one operator that you need to use. Now, for the largest number which you can get, 9, of course, we will write. First entry will be 9. Second way, will I go for 99? Will I do this one? 99 into multiplication into 99 into, yeah. So will my entry be this way? ऐसा होगा या इससे भी बड़ा number I can get? Is there a
We can
possibility
do
that
900 into 900
yes?
because
So,
there is double zero.
yes, so I can do this one also. Nine hundred into 900. 8,100, 8,000, so 8,10,000. Sorry. इससे बड़ा पॉसिबल है या नहीं पॉसिबल है? No. This is so. What is the correct answer? 8.1 lakh, basically. In this kind of question, you will have to write the whole thing, figure. So 810,000 will be the correct one here. Okay. Any doubts anybody has here? It's very simple actually. Okay. So here you're given different kinds of bicycle frames. You have to guess which is the correct bicycle frame. And there are, so what they've done is they've done some changes in the bicycle frames. And you have to guess which one is the correct one. Okay, now remember how your bicycle really is, okay? Parv, Ananya Patel, Hiya, Shaivi, Ananya, Vanshika, Vivan, Tanisha. Yes, your answers are correct. Absolutely. Yes, Navya, your answer is correct. So the correct answer here is option B, this one. In this thing, there's a rod which is missing here. In this thing, there's a rod which is missing here. In this thing, there's a rod which is missing here, and there won't, we generally don't have any rods which come here. It becomes quite rigid. Otherwise, you won't be able to take a turn if you have a rod here. So that's why the correct answer is option B. Okay. There are two positions of a person which are shown at the two extreme ends. You have to find what is the midway between these two persons, which is the middle point between these two people, and they are walking in perspective, if you can see. How do we do this? Can anybody tell me how do we do this? How do we solve this? We have done similar kind of question earlier. So very simple. I'll just, since nobody's speaking, top to the bottom and top to the bottom. Connect the lines. Wherever it intersects is the middle point. Where does this intersect? It's at it's at position D. So that's the correct one. Okay. A lot of people will say B or C. It's difficult. B or C nahi aayega. Please don't visually guess these kind of questions in perspective. It is generally difficult to guess what is the middle point. Always use this method of of connecting the diagonals and finding the middle point. Please make this a habit when given in perspective, and if you are supposed to find the middle point in that case. All right. Okay. So here you are given two views, the front view and the side view of a 3D. Now it's a square pyramid what is given to you, and that square pyramid has this kind of cutouts in the middle in both the views. In the front view also that cutout is seen, in the side view also that cutout is seen. So what you have to find is the surfaces in the resulting solid, the total number of surfaces that are there in the resulting solid. Ananya, your answer is correct. Kavya, Vivan, Tanisha, Ananya Patel, you need to check your answers. Neil, your answer is wrong. Vanshika, please check your answer. There's a cutout in the middle. What it means is कि वो cutout का भी आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा कितने surfaces होंगे उसमें. And it's a cutout. How is it made? If you read the question, the cutout is made by passing a triangular cutout through that pyramid from both the axes, the x and the y axis. From this, what I have been told is this is getting cut. It's getting cut like this somewhere. And from the other side, there is another cutout, which is cut like this. अभी पता चल रहा है कैसे cut हुआ है, how many surfaces will be formed. What happens is there will be an intersection point in between both of them, but then there will also be the 4 surfaces which are there. $18, $15, no, wrong answers. The form of that center cutout will be, there will be a base at the bottom. ये जो middle part है ना उसका मैं बना रही. ये दिख रहा है what I'm drawing here? Can you understand what I'm trying to draw here? ये दिख रहा है आपको सबको? This is what the form of that center cutout will be. So what will be the center cutout is there will be a base, which is one surface. From that base, ये जो इसका मिडल पॉइंट है वहां से there will be this surface which will be formed like a triangle like this. There will be another surface which will be formed like a triangle like this. And so, where's my notation? Yeah. This is one surface, this is another surface, and there will be a bottom. जैसा एक साइड पे ऐसे दो सरफेस है, this two surfaces, this two triangles which are there on one side, there will be similar repetition which will be happening on this side also with this triangular surface, and on this side also with that kind of triangular surface. So ऐसा जो triangular surface in elevation you will see a triangle only, but when you make a 3D of it, there will be this triangle, and then ये वाला जो edge है वो यहाँ से पीछे से join होगा इसके पीछे. So there will be this triangle, and then there will be another triangle. It will look like this in 3D. Okay. ऐसा ये जो flap है, that will be happening on all the four sides of that middle part. So 4 into 2 triangles, which will be 8 surfaces, plus 1, which is the base of the triangle, which will be one continuous surface, plus the surfaces. This is now the surface. ये जो 8 plus 1 था, that is just the surface of this cutout. What is happening on the outside is not is something that we are yet to count. For the outside surfaces, a square pyramid has 5 surfaces, 5 triangular surface, 4 triangular surfaces, and 1 base. So 8 plus 1 plus 5 is how much? 9 plus 5 is 14. So the correct answer is 14. Any doubts anybody has here? All right. ठीक. So here you're given this opened up dice. This is an opened up dice. And what is given is the same opened up dice is repeated along the other surfaces. So this is one colored dice. Same dice, same figures of 6, 4 will be happening in other places also, but it's a different, the color changes only. So there are these different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is, and then there might be another one coming here, which will be a 6th one. There might be these many different identical opened up dice that are placed here. 6 of the unfolded dices are laid on the flat surface. There are 6 unfolded dices which are placed on this flat surface. Of that, you are just shown this one small part of it. The figure is just one small part of it. You have to find what will come in this crossed figure. Which number will come in this crossed figure. For that, what you have to see is I'm just giving you a quick hint. If this is the 6th, the cross figure is where the 6th dice will be placed. Now, what is given is you don't have to overlap anything. You cannot overlap any dice. There's no overlap which happens here. Means either 6, 3, 2, or 1 can come in these two surfaces. So 2 आ सकता है, 3 भी आ सकता है, and 6 आ सकता है, and 1 आ सकता है. 5 and 4 which are in the middle cannot come here because if 5 or 4 comes here, which means overlap होगा. 5 को अगर यहाँ पे place करेंगे तो some part will be overlapped with this box and some part will be overlapped with this box, which is not possible. Okay, So 5 and 4 automatically gets eliminated. 3 and 2 में से कौन सा आएगा? For that, how do we guess it? Can you, I have just one suggestion for you. Look at the way 2 is placed. And look at the way 3 is placed. The orientation of 2 or the orientation of 3 either will give you the correct answer with reference to the orientation of this blue colored 3 wala thing. Okay, okay. Now, if I place my dice the way 2 is oriented, the upcoming figure will start looking somewhere like this. If I start orienting myself with the way 3 number is placed, my upcoming figure will look somewhere like, I will just draw on with another color. It will start looking, 1 second. Yeah, it will start looking somewhere like this. So which will come? Which one will come? दोनों में से दोनों possible है या फिर एक ही possible है दोनों में से? Can anybody suggest?
Both are possible.
You somebody said both are possible. ठीक है. One more thing. चलो अभी एक और चीज करते हैं. Let me draw the position of the blue one. एक बार. Check. So the blue one will be placed somewhere like this. The green one will be placed somewhere like this. The next part, which is the 7th identical dice, if it were to place in this interlocking pattern, where should I place it? That there is no kind of overlap happening, which is the ideal position for the 7th. What is the ideal position for this cross thing for the 7th dice to be placed? के overlap कम से कम हो.
Ma'am, option D.
Option D.
D. Yes, ma'am.
Option D, right? I mean, the number 2 that you were saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's correct. What happens is if I choose, let me erase certain parts and then it becomes clearer for you. If I choose option D, which is 2, I have the possibility of placing this 7th part in this box, like with reference to this box, and then something comes at the bottom, or with reference to this box. I still have that potential. And it will get adjusted without any kind of overlay or anything, or overlap or anything left out.
Ma'am, but actually the question is that which cannot replace. So we already found out that 4 and 5
cannot be replaced. हाँ, पर मैं अलग तरीके से पूछ रही हूँ. क्वेश्चन में ऐसा लिखा है बट मैं अलग तरीके से पूछ रही हूँ. I mean, this I wanted to do in a different way. I'm sorry for that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but I wanted to do it in a different way, thoda, because I don't know. I was under the impression that this you have done it earlier. Like with this question, you have done it earlier. That's why I framed my question verbally in a different way. So I wanted to. That's why I told you, okay, what will replace this question mark here? I didn't wanted to go with this. I just wanted to go with कि यहाँ पे क्या replace हो सकता है. In order to avoid, so if interlocking and identical patterns are there, then you should, in this kind of questions, and if it is asked what should be replaced, and forget this part. I mean, I'll just cross it. The correct answer you should be placing your bet on is this one, the second one, because it will have minimal overlap possibilities. Forget overlap possibilities, but it will have this minimal negative spaces getting left out, and everything will come in an interlocking pattern. That's why it's a possible to place everything in an interlocking pattern, and that's why I will choose the too many colors. I will choose this to be the correct one. If I am asked कि यहाँ पे क्या आ सकता है, if it is asked कि क्या नहीं, क्या replace नहीं कर सकते, then yes, of course, the correct, we eliminated 4 and 5 straight away because they are bang in the middle here. Okay. Okay, what is, somebody had written something. 1 second. Okay, ठीक है. Any questions you have, any doubts you have? All right. Diagram puzzles, you have done this earlier, where you are given these different pieces, and one piece, just follow this question, okay? There's no changing that I've done. 3 options are made out of same set of pieces without any flipping. No flipping is done, okay? This is a condition which is given. Which of the options is not possible? In tangram puzzle, we had discussed this earlier. Look at the relative proportion of the squares versus the triangles and the rhombus. The rhombus is the place where we generally find something is wrong. So, पहले rhombus को देख के पकड़ो कि what is wrong, if there's something wrong with the rhombus, and then choose a different thing, and then go for proportions. In diagrams, always go for the rhombus first. Okay, first question, what is not possible here? Can anybody tell me what is wrong with if there is anything wrong with the rhombus in any option, if there is anything wrong with the rhombus?
Ma'am, I'm not sure, but ma'am, in option D, I guess the rhombus is the mirror image of rest of the three.
Here, option
Like,
yeah.
D, ma'am.
Here,
In
no?
this, I'm not sure, but I guess the rhombus is a mirror image of other three. Rest of the three same. And other one is
Okay. Anybody else agree, disagree to this? Okay, what she's saying is कि यहाँ का जो rhombus है, that is flipped compared to the other pieces. Is that, does everybody agree with this?
Yes.
Just one second. So 3 of the options are made out of same set of pieces which are without flipping and what is not possible. So यहाँ का you got it straight away, option D. और कोई है? Is there anything that we can find from the proportions? Yeah, that's it. Is there anything else? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. What about option D? Vanshika.
Ma'am, I believe the triangle is flipped.
Triangle split. Okay, which one?
The one that actually makes two triangle makes one. So here the straight line is not there.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that.
See, triangle में flip होगा ना, you won't really recognize the flip in a triangle. That's not possible to recognize because triangle is almost symmetrical unless and until it's a scale and triangle या isosceles triangle है. Isosceles triangle, maybe it is very difficult to understand the flip because sometimes it depends on the axis. It can be rotated also, of course, it's possible. So scale and triangle हो ना तो ही possible है कि आप flip recognize कर सको. Otherwise, it's not possible to recognize the flip in a triangle. Scale and I mean all sides are different. Scale and triangle means all the sides are different. Yes, actually, that's it. The option D is the one which is not possible just because of the thing of this thing. Now, if you want to look at, I would want you all to look at this option C in order to gauge the correct proportions of a tangram puzzle. So what happens in a tangram puzzle is you have a bigger triangle piece. You have two bigger triangle pieces which are of the same size. And then you have two smaller triangle pieces which are the same size. और वो दो triangle बना के you get one edge of the longer triangle piece. There is one triangle which is of a different proportion and which is intermediate, which is like an in-between triangle between this size and this size. This size and this size, which is an intermediate proportion, but the edge of the hypotenuse of that smaller triangle is equal to the one side of the middle triangle. Okay, and इसका ये वाला जो edge है is equivalent to this edge of the rhombus. So if you are getting somewhere confused in the relative proportions, this is a good way to remember it. And also one more thing, for the square, this and this one, they will be similar. Okay. If you have any doubts, I'll tell Pratik to share a photo of a tangram puzzle, a completed tangram puzzle of how it fits into a square. So you get a clearer idea कि relative proportions किसका same होता है and what is equivalent to what edge. It's important to know that. That's why I had paused it for a while, and I wanted you to look at option C and look at, of course, the relative proportions of all other places. And also another thing, iska or iska is 1/2 ratio. The edge of the circle is half of the side of the triangle. Just remember that also. You would have seen this kind of a mechanism in many of the households now. This is for drying out clothes. It's a cloth line for drying clothes. You're given this PQRS, which are different pulleys, and what is the correct rotation of the pulley which will allow for this cloth line to come down? The cloth line is supposed to come down. Okay, in order for the cloth line to come down, look at pulley P. P wala jo pulley hai, how will the P wala pulley move? It will move clockwise or anti-clockwise? The pulley P will move clockwise or anti-clockwise if the cloth line has to come down. Just answer me this question, forget the options. Will the pulley P move clockwise or anti-clockwise if the cloth line has to come down?
Clockwise.
Anti-clockwise or clockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yes.
Clockwise, which means it will have to move on this side. Which means P pulley will have to move like this. ऐसा बोल रहे हो? The pulley P, I'm saying. If this pulley rotates on this side, which means ये वाला thread ऊपर जाएगा, right? ये वाला thread ऊपर जाएगा तो ये वाला thread of course नीचे आएगा, and then it is going up. It's not coming down. क्या होगा तो फिर?
Anti-clockwise.
It will be anti-clockwise. Figure out like this. एक pulley लो and then figure thing out like this. So it will be anti-clockwise. Now if I rotate this in this direction, anti-clockwise, which means the thread, एक thread यहाँ पे घूमेगा, ये नीचे जाएगा. If this is rotating anti-clockwise, S will also rotate anti-clockwise, right? Is that correct? Because ये वाला, it has to push in this direction. Is that correct? There is a knot here. Please remember that. There is no knot here, but there is a knot there, which means that wo knot se there will be one thread which will go like that, and then there will be another thread which connects to the lower end knot, and then which again connects to the upper one. So if the thread is moving on this side at S, it is quite possible because of the knot mechanism कि ये वाला thread will be going up, and then there will be some thread which will be connected to R, which will be intertwined with S. ताकि यहाँ का thread जाके ऊपर जा सके. There might be some mechanism because there's a knot there. That's why I'm saying. So if P moves that way, this thread has to move that way. S will also have to move in that direction, which happens in here and anywhere else? No. यहीं पे हो रहा है. And it is also correct. So यहाँ पे this mechanism has to move like that. The Q wala mechanism has to move in this direction. So Q will move like that. Arrow thread का यहाँ पे ये direction में होगा, and then indirectly R will also move that way, which is of course the correct one. एक ही मतलब there was this just one option, so that's where I will choose D here. Here. I mean, just by figuring out whether P is clockwise and anti-clockwise, you will eventually get the answer, okay? In this kind of options which are given. In some cases, you might be required to figure out कि चारों points पे क्या type का rotation होगा. At those places, it's a different story. But here we get the answer straight away by looking at how the pulley P will be behaving. Any doubts? Okay. We'll just take this one and we'll end the session, the last one. It's very simple because you're given these colorful tabs which have some gradual relationship with each other in terms of the color theory or in terms of the rainbow colors or in terms of their relative gradation as they are changing. What you have to guess is which color will come in this question map. A, B, C. D आएगा या नहीं आएगा इसमें? First question I'm going to ask is if D is the answer at all or not.
No.
No.
C और possible है? Is C a possible answer or not?
No, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. If I look at the gradation, what is happening? Green say, does it go to blue directly? From green, does it go to directly to blue? Yeah, just look at this first, these two colors, okay? In दोनों के बीच में, we at least get two different colors of shades, two different shades of transition from green to blue. From blue to red, again, I see two different transitions happening. From red, it might be transitioning to yellow. So yellow might be happening maybe in this box, which means that यहाँ पे there has to be some kind of an intermediate lighter tone which sits between red and yellow. So I will say yellow be possible because if you look at the true colors, I'm saying true colors, it will be green, which is a true color, blue, which is a true color, red, which is a true color, and then there will be a yellow, which will be coming at the end. There are always two boxes in between the true colors, okay? So if there are two boxes in between the true colors, which means ये वाला जो box जहाँ पे question mark दिया है, that will be a color which is between orange and yellow. So my next question is, will it be ochre yellow or will it be a lighter shade of an orange? You are answering, I haven't seen this, sorry. Okay, people, I don't know if you're saying option B for this. I'm not sure. Why are you saying option B, ochre yellow?
Because ma'am, in every between two boxes, the two boxes have some proper change in the shades, and A and the orange one do not have much change between them.
So you're saying because A and the darker orange, which is there, there is very light or a minor variation between the two. And that's why I would rather go place myself with yellow, ochre yellow, rather than that. But there is variation, okay? If I say, okay, B or C, look at the option B and C. If I place myself ke B and C, if somebody who's saying the question mark ke badle B aayega, and C is the one which will come afterwards. B और C अगर बाजू बाजू में है तो वो ज्यादा variation है या कम variation है? So I'm saying put a hand on B and look at A and C together. Visualize A and C together after this, and then put a hand on A and then look at B and C together and place it there. Where do I find a larger variation gap coming in?
A and
Between
Sorry.
A and C.
B and C or A and C? I'm not able to get it. B. Okay. Paul is saying B and C will have a greater variation. Okay. So according to you, most of you who have written here, it will be B and C which will be replacing this box. Aisa? But then what about the variation that I am getting between that darker orange and the yellow, ochre yellow, and then ochre yellow and then lemon yellow? I'll tell you the correct answer. I don't want to confuse you further. The correct answer here is option A, which is the orange one. And why they have chosen option A and not B is because in option B, I'm getting yellow, and then in option C, I'm getting another shade of yellow, which is the two yellows coming together. The brownish or that darker orange tint which is there is very different than this brighter orange one. And that's where it is easier for me to place this brighter orange here and then coming to a yellow rather than putting both the yellows together. The correct answer which the committee had given was, of course, A here, which is the orange, the lighter shade of orange or brighter orange when we put it that way. And the terracotta red, which is there here, is somewhere which was assumed to be a relatively different shade compared to this. And then there will be a smooth transition between A to C in terms of the value of colors. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know if your time more, but it's okay, we'll do this later. Can you all just take a screenshot of this one if it's possible? Can you just take a screenshot of this question mark if it's possible? So just try doing this. It's very simple. It's quite lengthy, but it's very simple. Can be done very simply. We'll solve this next time for sure. But for now, just take a photograph of this. Okay. We will stop this.